art. It comes in many forms. From singing to dancing to drawing and painting, through acting and writing. I have two different views on it, but I have one that holds more closer than the other, like a dagger close to the heart, ready to strike. I see art and creativity as a means of killing yourself. You take yourself apart so others can see who you are. You express yourself so that way you can be seen. But in doing so, you give yourself away. Piece by piece, every masterpiece you create, every failed piece yes, art is supposed to represent one's love, one's anger, sadness, joy, torment, guilt, flaws, perfection, our creativity, our essence of who we are. For me, I deem art as a killer. It's been killing me. Is it because I'm exposing my scars to the world so that everybody can see who I am? Or is it because I'm trying to dig deeper into a well that's already dried up? Or maybe it's because of how I see the world. I've seen the world on fire so many times now. Where do I begin? Where do I end? Will I ever be free of this horrid vision I see? I don't know. For it's sad and it's daunting. It breaks my heart. I remember a stranger long whiles ago told me I care too much. I knew that to be true even in the past, but I dared not open my eyes to see it. They were just words hanging. I don't know if I'll ever stop seeing these visions of this world that I see in ruins. I hate it. I don't want it. I want to see a world where everybody's happy, where everybody is understanding, more compassionate, and not blinded by ignorance. Though they say knowledge is power, and knowledge is a curse. It's also insanity. Because one thing I realize is that I'm no genius. I am but a fool wearing a mask so others can pretend to see. I feel so alone in this world, more than I can say. Because I see the happy faces of people living in the moment. The thing is, I'm a person who lives in the past and in the future and in the present. I see my past mistakes and I see the failures and flaws that I occurred through time. And in the future, I see endless possibilities of how things can be. And at the same time, how things can never be. I've made paintings. I've written songs. I've written stories. And I've spoken poetry. And yet I think the artist's curse is never being able to fulfill the magnum opus that you wish to procure for many. Only the rare few get to ever get that moment, but afterwards becomes a game of trying to get the next, and the next, and the next. Maybe I see things too differently. Maybe I see things too clearly. Maybe I see things too fogged up and blurred, where I can't even see 2 feet in front of my own 2 feet. This art is killing me, for it opens my mind into the more endless possibilities of our world. I've seen happy lives and I've seen sad. And I've seen moments where it's all been gone in a moment. I fear not morality or mortality, for there's nothing I could do about either. See, the morality we have as individuals comes through time, through the essence of existing with each other and how we teach it. But no one will ever have full control over it. As with mortality, we know it exists. We can try to prolong the inevitable, but it'll soon come. So why fear? Why stray away and hide from a truth that we all choose to ignore in our daily lives? How fragile the lives we live in. But a moment as I drive my vehicle, I could swerve it to the right or left into another and take a life and take mine. But that's a reality that does not exist. For I don't sleep with madness. I sleep with the truth. My bed made to only one. If we keep ignoring the fact that we are flawed, we will never change and we will never grow. My ideology comes from a world where it speaks about freedom, but it is chained. Bounded by the need to follow society and everything else. Make no mistake, my words are not meant to be about anarchy or creation of an anarchy. No. It's about not being ignorant, but understanding, consuming knowledge in moderation. I don't deem myself a genius, for if I were, I don't think I'd have gone so mad. If I were, I'd be able to understand more. But I don't. I only know through my own philosophy of what I've been taught and what I decided to teach myself. May it be that I try to bring peace to a world of never-ending war, or may I be the hermit that everybody deems crazy and nobody cares to listen until that one individual does and everybody else realize the hermit wasn't as crazy as they thought. I don't know. I watch it all and I see nothing. I see nothing and I see everything. I've seen a curse plagued by our earth. And plague that we can change. If only we open our minds and hearts to a newer possibility that we chose not to look at. You see, maybe some of you might deem my thoughts coherent and something you can find meaning in. But in reality, there are times where I just ramble on and on and on and on in hopes that I create something to be original, I guess. And within my trying to be original, I end up being unoriginal. For isn't that the way of many artists? To be their own unique individual? To show off who they are in essence and spirit? What truth do I know if I know not the world of the individuals that live within it? The problem with those in power is that they soon lose sight of the individual. They lose sight of the one. And all they hear are voices shouting left and right, and them choosing to go with what they think is best, for better or for worse. I've seen a world on fire, and it was beautiful and horrid. I've been in an old cabin breaking down by thunderous waves and raging skies. Though that old rickety house was falling apart, it stood tall in the end. And I've seen a world devastated. The words I speak mean nothing and everything to someone and to no one. Coherent, incoherent madness. Paradoxical, but not. And I mean the not part. I wish to speak to the world and let it know that it can be changed for the better, instead of chained down. Doesn't anyone get tired holding themselves back, holding themselves to try to make a better world? Ideals will clash, and steel will ring out loud. And roses will fall with rainy skies. But what does it mean to the ignorant? But nothing. There's a thread, and it expands outward to everyone. I'm tired of this world, for how stagnant it can be. And yet through the words I speak, I also play complacency. Or I'm also part of the plague. Which means I am only speaking as somebody who goes against the words I preach. a fool I am to try to wear a face to better the world, when in reality, I don't even play my part. Besides this here. Beseech thy heart, let go.